Hi guys, Mike Edwards here, attorney in MARION, North Carolina, with another video in my series on criminal law. I've gotten really good feedback on videos that I've done so far. There seems to be a public outcry for more videos, or maybe the public is outcrying because I'm putting out videos. It's one of the two. So out of an abundance of caution, I'm going to do a video that impacts a lot of people and can be really helpful to you, whether you're young, especially if you're a young person, first-time offender, or maybe even not a young person, but a first-time offender. And it's called the fancy name Conditional Discharge, but we actually, as lawyers, know this as deferred prosecution. Now, the DAs don't like to use that term, so they came up in Raleigh with a way to call something, to call a hole a ditch or something, just to make it sound differently. And the reason DAs don't like it is because they're elected to prosecute, not to defer prosecution. So, but we have got a way now where we can take a case where you've been charged, and maybe this is your first time ever being in trouble. And give you an example. You have a drug charge, you're 16 years old, and you have a marijuana possession that you get charged with, and that's devastating. If you get a drug charge, you're not even 18 years old now. You may be getting ready to go to college, or if you're going to get in the workforce, you may be going to try to apply for a job. So that's not good. But what we do at A. Michael Edwards is we try to get the DA to agree, and we usually can do this almost 100% of the time on some types of cases. Others, it can be a little bit more of a challenge, but we have been very successful in doing a program called Conditional Discharge. What happens is you contact me with your charge, and you say, this is devastating to me, and then we need to do something about trying to get the charge dismissed. What I do then is I go and meet with the district attorney and explain to them, and we run your record to show you haven't ever had a charge before, drug charge before, and we ask the DA, can we enter into a contract where my client can do some stuff that shows good faith, that shows they're sorry for this happening, and they want to make things right, and they want to try to get rid of this charge off their record. That usually involves, if it's a drug charge, you're going to get an assessment to make sure there's no problem that's long-standing. They'll probably give you a few hours of classes, treatment classes you'll do. Contract will usually involve 24 hours of community service work you'll do. You don't have to do all this at one time. You'll have at least 6 months. Now, if you get into a case that's a little bit more advanced, like a felony charge, which sometimes those can be deferred, even though we don't call it deferred, that sometimes is a year. And essentially what you do is we go into court and we say, okay, judge, we admit we did this. Uncle, we're crying uncle, got us. But we don't want this to go on our record, and we're willing to do some stuff to comply, to show that we are going to be good citizens from now on. So we enter into the contract, we admit in court what's going on. The judge and the DA will sign off on the contract. You'll have, like I say, about 6 months to do your community work. If it's a drug case, get your assessment and get your treatment done. You got to stay out of trouble. You have to stay. You can't get any more trouble. I've had clients do that, and I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Never ceases to amaze me when that happens. So you've been given the golden opportunity of a lifetime, and then you go out and do something not very smart, bordering on stupid. So you're not going to do that. If you're my client, I'm going to counsel you not to do that. You're not going to do that. So you keep your nose clean for the 6 months or whatever. I work to minimize what you got to do as far as the stuff you got to do. I'm going to minimize your money as much as you can. If you're under 18, I can usually get them to cut the community service fee in half. Try to minimize the community service and things of that nature. Like I say, we can defer more than just drug charges, but those are the biggies. Then we can also, if you're a first offender on any other kind of case, it can be a larceny, it can be a shoplifting case, it can be, can't really be an assault case. DAs, they frown on doing, not only they frown on not doing, conditional discharge on an assault, they just flat out won't even respond to you. So forget about that. If you got an assault, don't ever assault anyone. It makes no sense to do that. You can keep from doing that. But if you do that, don't be thinking you can get that deferred. That just doesn't happen. By and large, certainly DWIs don't qualify. Forget about that too. By and large, most anything else can be in the misdemeanor area. Trespass, threats, communicating threats is okay. It's not okay, but it's okay for deferred. Stuff like that. And when you get in the felony range, it's usually breaking and entering sometimes, but not into a house residence. You can't do that. Our DA's office, at least in McDowell, very stringent on that. Now you get outside McDowell, Rutherford, like if you get in Buncombe or places like that, they'll do a deferred on a breaking and entering charge by and large most of the time. Just a difference in philosophy amongst the DAs. Anyway, bottom line is there is help available. Don't just walk in there by yourself and plead guilty to something. Give us a call. We will call you back and we'll explain this conditional discharge program to you. And if it fits the way your charge is made, if it fits, we're going to do it. Once you complete the program, we come back from review, and the judge then dismisses your charge, completely dismissed. No conviction, nothing on your record. Now, you'll still have the fact that you were charged with it on your record, and we can get rid of that by doing an expunction, which is explained in another area on this channel. That'd be under expunctions 1, which is where we expunge dismissed cases, and that way we wipe it out. We put it in the toilet and we go flush, and it's gone. And so check out that one in conjunction with this as well. It's a really great thing. We will help you. It's A. Michael Edwards, attorney at law, and I'm on Logan Street in Marion, North Carolina. Beautiful downtown Marion. Give us a call, 828-652-8011. Check out my website. You may be on there now, attorneyedwards.com, and give us a call. We'll be happy to help you. And thanks for listening to this video.